Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them, episode 273. I just said it. Like, I literally, every time we film, I say it right before we start and then gone immediately.
Yeah, like actually 2 seconds before you're like, okay, so it's 273. It's me. I'm the one introing it.
273.
Yeah.
And it's me? Question mark?
Yes, it is.
Okay. 3, 2. Hello, everyone.
And then you're like, what episode?
It's like, poof. Nope, no idea. Anyway, hi, girlies. Jesse's kind of sick.
Hey, I'm sick. Yes, I did take some ibuprofen to trick my body into thinking it's not sick, just so it doesn't feel pain for the time being, you know?
Ibuprofen and like Tylenol never do anything for me.
What?
Yeah. Unless I have like a fever or something that they need to break. But like if it's just like to make me feel better, no.
Ibuprofen rids me of pretty much all pain. Like I know I have a sore throat, but right now I don't really have a sore throat because I took some ibuprofen.
Oh my God. Especially for a sore throat. Not even a little bit.
Interesting. Well, thank God it helped me enough to
like
film
a lozenge.
This podcast. Yeah, a lozenge.
Such
an interesting word. You had asked me earlier, like, are you sure you feel up to film? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I literally think it's only going to get worse from here.
Great.
So I feel like Thursday, Godspeed, when we film Monday's episode, because, you know, when you catch like right before, you're like, oh, this is going to be bad. That's how I feel right now.
Well, it's a great time because I'm going to be very, very, very busy for the next couple weeks.
Oh, yeah. Lily's fighting her legal battle, in which I must say, I do not envy you, Queen.
No, like,
I do not envy your position in life right now. Nor do I think I could actually handle that. On top of everything that I have to do right now in my life, I'm like, there's no fucking way I could be doing that. So Lily, Becca, and Kitty are still fighting the good fight against Janet, and it's getting really bad. It's getting very laborious for you guys.
Like the most work I've done since like
college.
Literally, I was gonna say college, but I was like, but I guess the Epstein thing was a little more than that. But
Jesus,
so much for even revisiting that.
It's a lot of papers, right? A lot of documents.
Yeah, I was
and stuff.
up till 5 a.m. last night working on stuff, and the night before it's like for like hours, and it's like usually it's like, oh, I got distracted and like that's why things took so long. No, I'm working like the entire time, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's been 7 hours. Cool.
Well, y'all wish our queen good luck, okay?
Don't get sued.
If you guys don't know, for some reason, I was dropped from the lawsuit. So it's like, I'm here for moral support, but I don't like, I got so actually sad the first time our lawyer didn't invite me to the call. I was like, okay, well, I know I'm not in the lawsuit, but that's rude.
For a while, I was like, Jesse, I don't think you have to be there. Like, you're not in it anymore. I just kept showing up.
I was like, hey guys, we're still being sued, but like, I'm not. So, yeah, them three are still fighting the good fight. We will update you guys soon on that. And it is just the worst. So if you don't know what we're talking about, we have many videos on why we're getting sued in great detail. So you can go to that. But we do have a video for today, don't we?
Correct. It's actually, I feel like people have been asking us to do something like this for a while, and it's not going to be as comprehensive as I feel like people would have wanted because the updates are kind of long. But we're doing like an update episode.
Yeah, we have 3 updated topics for you. We have the HOA girl, who, if you don't know, the HOA president. I loved that episode. That
Honestly,
was so much fun.
She's one of my favorites.
Yeah. And then we have an update on the Gulfcoast Stapletons because, oh my God, the jail calls have been released. And when I tell you, I could not believe it when I saw that on my For You page.
And usually I feel like jail calls, it's like just audio gets released. These are like video too.
Some video.
So it's like just like uncomfortable and weird, and like I just don't understand. Well, I mean, I do understand, and it's like kind of concerning.
And then we have a Resilient Jenkins update. That's the one that we're kind of not going to dive super deep into because the Resilient Jenkins, like genuinely, I feel like they do so much, especially to rage bait most of the time, that it's like we could make a new episode on them every month, every 2 months if we really wanted to. And I just feel like some of it is like cyclical. Some of it is just like the same cycle. They're doing it on purpose. They're trying to get views after they get paid out from TikTok.
Exactly.
And I'm not here
People
for
are like,
it,
oh, it's the end of the month.
Literally. Yeah. So yeah, we have 3 updates. If you don't know what episodes these are updates to, we'll link them down below. We have covered these topics
many a time,
and they've been their own thing. Yeah. So
which one do you want to start with? Want to get the gross people out of the way?
I was about to say we should go in order and then end with HOA girl because she puts us in a good mood. All right, so the Gulfcoast Stapletons, yikes, Rooney. You want to summarize that for us?
Sure. So we have Joshua and Brittany Stapleton. Basically, they had a kind of decent sized Instagram and TikTok following, and they used to do content where it was them like on their boat just with their corgi driving around and like being like, look how good looking we are, which debatable. Then it comes out that Joshua has been, it started with 20 counts, I believe, or even less than that, of CP that was found on his computer. But then after the investigation was done, they charged him with 40 counts. And the stuff they found was like, there's no acceptable CP, but like not. It was just very concerning given the nature of it, which was, I don't even really want to say. You can look up the court documents if you want. We're not talking about that.
Yeah, it's really not necessary to know the specifics of it. It just was really bad. And that alone is bad. But what's even worse than that is having a wife that not only knows what you did, but defends what you did. And that's exactly what Brittany did. She came onto TikTok and had every opportunity to be like, hey, I wasn't a part of this. I don't know what he did. He's serving his time. Like maybe to display some sort of like human decency or like a human. No, she said, of course I knew that he did that.
But also, so the way she frames that whole video is so odd because you would think, given what she's saying in it, it's like, I'm a good judge of character and blah, blah, blah. You would think that it was all going to be followed up with like, oh yeah, he didn't do it. I'm trying to get him out because he was wrong. Like, no.
She never says that. She knows he did it. That's the craziest part. And then she's like, and some people think that somebody put it on his work computer and handed him the computer and then they found it. No, that wasn't it.
I was like, why would you say that?
Well, you're not helping.
It was
Brittany.
like, give people
like she made it 20
a
million
little
times
room
worse.
to like think maybe it wasn't as bad as it was. And she's like, no, it was.
Yeah. So that video did not go over well. No. And if anything, it really brought more attention to this case because people were so appalled with the way that she addressed it. And that's why we covered it. Because like, yeah, it's disgusting that somebody that's a quote unquote influencer, even though they're not huge influencers, like it's of course disgusting that anybody would be caught doing something so horrible. But her defending him made it so much bigger.
Also, she was like saying like, oh, like our friends that have kids are totally fine with him being around them and like stuff like that. And it was just like, what are you talking about?
She said that everybody that has kids around them knows what he's been charged for and they're cool with it.
They tell him up front, like at a barbecue. And it's like, something tells me that conversation does not happen. And people also, we can't confirm if they're actually legitimate sources, but like people were in the comments saying like, no, I live around them. I've been to things that they've been to and they don't tell anyone anything.
So that's like the basis of what we covered.
And it led to people speculating about like, because of how like nonchalant she was about everything and how much she was defending him and like saying what a great guy he is, it started turning people's attention more towards her. And they were calling out that she had like joined a neighborhood like mom's group or something.
That's right.
She claimed that it was because she's an insurance agent. There was nothing creepy about it, but people still pointed that out and among other things. But now I feel like a lot of the comments on all the videos about it were like, someone needs to check her computer too. And now the jail phone calls that they've been having have started coming out.
Dude.
And I think definitely someone needs to go check her computer and like everyone they know.
Right.
Like it's insane.
Yeah, this is way worse. Like we had inferred this for sure. When we saw it, we're like,
she's a little
this
too
is a little
okay
fishy.
with it.
This is just not a normal reaction from a wife that's finding out that their husband's a PDF file. It just didn't make any sense. But this does confirm in my eyes that she is a little bit more involved than, no involvement is acceptable, but like you did something. This is weird.
Even if it's that she just was like complicit with him doing it, that's alarming.
Yeah.
But it's also like you have to wonder, like, was she looking at it? Like, was it both of theirs, but it was just on his computer?
I will say shout out to the TikTok accounts. I know there's one specific one. I think it's called like FOIA, like Freedom of Information Act something. And they are on it. They are constantly filing like Freedom of Information Act. I don't know what it is, like a page or something you do it. I don't even know how you do it. They're doing it repetitively to try and get all of the Gulfcoast Stapletons conversations. And they're the ones that are like largely releasing this. So shouts out to you because wow.
I think there's nothing wrong with there being the Freedom of Information Act so people can get it. But it is kind of wild that like anyone can just like get all of the footage from their phone calls.
They should be able to.
I agree.
When it's
just
criminal,
like kind of crazy.
A criminal.
What's crazier though is what high profile case have we covered ever that there aren't quote unquote leaked? Like they're not leaked. They're just like obtained. So like, I don't know why these people think that they can have conversations and that people won't be posting them later.
That's the cringiest part, is that they definitely didn't think these would leak. Let's watch this one. Oh God, there's a few of them.
Everybody in the knows about this shit now.
Yeah, they're in no safe place. So you know what? You should have plenty of peace of mind to know that Brittany's not going to do anything.
She just referred to herself in the third person.
Can't even go to the grocery store.
Another guard asked me about being a TikTok famous person in here.
What do you think?
No, it's like, you one of those like State Farm agents, you're a TikTok famous one in here. I'm like, hey.
Was he nice?
No, Brittany.
Nice. It's guard. I mean, they're only as nice as they can be.
Was he being a jerk about it or no?
No, it's like, why you have to say anything in front of everybody? Like, just chill.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
that is start shit or what.
Yeah, because I don't really feel like where you're at, people really care that much.
But it's like, he probably thinks they do or some shit. I'm like,
Just because you're pretty.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
I hate it. I hate it.
Look at her face. Ugh. But also, she is so weird. She's like looking at herself the entire time and just like
Okay.
with this weird smile.
Get
I'm
ready
like,
for
what is
one of the
happening?
next ones. Trust me, I do not feel 1 ounce of sympathy for this man. He should be locked up for longer than he's going to be.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
she doesn't seem to understand that like prison isn't just like fun, like nice little vacation.
Where does she think he is?
Great
Like,
question, because she talks to him and is saying, I mean, I don't totally disagree with her that like she's having to deal with like his mess. Although if she perhaps had something to do with it, who knows? Allegedly, not saying she did. That was just a potential theory. But she acts like she's the one that's in prison and like that people should feel bad for her because like she's dealing with the aftermath of this. And it's like, well, you picked the man that you knew was under investigation for this. Like you told us.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing is that when we covered her, she made sure to let us know that timeline wise, he was caught for this before she even got into a relationship with him. And she knew about his charges or like what they were investigating and all that stuff before she agreed to date him, let alone marry him. So I don't really feel bad that now
Exactly.
you're having to deal with your husband being in jail and being known as a PDF file when you had a chance to turn around and not date him.
Not to mention, then you went on TikTok and defended him. People would feel bad for you probably if they thought you were like blindsided, but you were like, nope, I knew the
100%,
whole
yeah.
time. Like, you're crazy.
Do they give you hair gel in there?
I'll order some. Won't be here till Wednesday.
Oh, I didn't know you'd get that.
Hmm.
Ugh. I'm keeping the house clean.
He doesn't care.
See, I don't have hardly anything. I got my envelope.
Bro, that would literally drive me insane. Like,
Literally, she starts talking to him about the weather.
I don't know if she thinks she's distracting him or like helping, but literally you're just like, hey, remember when you used to like live in a house and not prison?
Yeah, no, honestly, I wouldn't
What?
be surprised if they like didn't stay together because he seems so over it in most of these because she's just like chatting like it's small talk with one of her girlfriends.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, he's in prison, right?
Yeah.
Woo. This is tough.
Yep.
I'm so excited to see you, though. I see a number 5 cell behind you. What number are you?
I can't.
Top and 16.
That's my lucky number, you know.
Yep.
I was wondering if they put you at 11. Whew. It's not been pretty outside today.
Oh, really? Let me see.
Mm-mm. It's been storming. It started storming early this morning. It's been raining. See if I can show you.
Great.
See, even the sky is sad that you're not here.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's hot out there.
It's hot. It's muggy. So good to see you.
You too, babe.
So, do you want me to come Sunday or what?
It's up to you. Hey, be to travel.
Up to you.
That. I know.
You want me to get a whole hour to yap?
Yep.
I miss yapping.
He's like, a whole hour of this?
Yeah. I'm just like, do you want me to come? Like,
Aren't you married?
honestly, I'm like, I feel like anyone that's in prison, if they have the chance for someone to come visit and like talk to them for an hour when they're just
It's
like
yeah,
sitting there,
please.
the
I
rest
have
of-
nothing else
they're
to
gonna
do.
want you to come. Like, what do
Yeah.
you mean? Do you want me to come? He hasn't even been in there that long.
They know that
I just can't wait to get out and then we just live a life and everybody's jealous again.
I know. I think that's the problem. And like, I'm not going nowhere. We're still here.
That's my man. Stick beside him.
I'm looking at him. Actually, I'll post this photo right here.
She wants to screenshot.
Oh, yeah? You want to post this photo of you and your man that you can't touch, you loser, because he's in prison?
Get ready. She's about to ask him to flip off the camera for the screenshot.
Oh, my God.
Wait, actually, can you do this and I'll screenshot it? Just kidding.
He looks like a fucking colossal big fat boss baby from the movie Boss Baby. I'll put a reference photo, but it's pretty spot on. Like literally this whole bullshit, like we're going to make everyone jealous. You are in prison. Nobody's jealous
for
of that.
like something so horrendous.
Yeah, like this isn't just like, oh, got caught
Check
up with the
fraud
wrong
or
crowd.
something.
A classic little white collar crime or something. You know what I mean?
No.
No. This is really fucking bad. You're in prison for the shit that people get like beaten to smithereens in prison for.
He says in here at one point in one of these clips that he's with all like the murderers. And it's like, good.
That's a good place to be. This is a clip that was one of the main ones that I saw on my For You page, and I could not believe it when I saw it.
Your dad actually called me earlier. He was just worrying about you because I texted him and told him I talked to the sheriff. He said, well, do you think it would do any good if I called the sheriff? And I said, he said, tell him that, you know, we're good people. Josh was raised well.
What?
Yeah, I'm sure that would do a lot.
Are you fucking kidding me? His dad said that?
I just am like, are they confused? Do they not understand that usually, and by usually I mean always, if you are looking at child blank, then like you're probably not a good person. Not probably. You aren't a good person. Like I don't even understand how these are conversations. It's just like how she was saying, oh, like I know what kind of man he is. Like he's a good man. I'm like, no.
Yeah, but it troubles me in general because you see things like this often. Like I think of like Brock Turner and like his dad. Just people who have these parents that support them in literal crimes. They'll be like, that's not how they were raised, or like, that's not what they meant by this, or whatever. Shut the fuck up. Understand that you did a bad job because your kid literally was either assaulting people or watching videos of literal children having that happen to them. Like you didn't raise him right, okay? Sorry. What the fuck are you talking about?
Something went wrong.
But it also makes sense because even if it was like a separate thing, because there's obviously people that are raised right that are like messed up in the head and they do weird shit.
Yeah.
But him defending that is everything I need to know about the way that he was raised.
That's the thing is they'll say like, oh, he was raised right. He's a good man. But it's like they simultaneously are not denying anything that he did.
No, they're literally defending it.
How she did. And it's like, I don't understand how you can think that one, that's going to do anything. And two, that that's like an appropriate response.
Yeah.
I said, no, Mr. David, I don't think that'll do any good. I said, but I'll let you know if I think of anything you can do.
She has such a pick-me face. Everything about her energy needs his validation so much for her to feel like she's worth anything. And it's so obvious. Like she's looking at him like, oh, and she always has her cleavage out. And she's always just like trying to get that validation from him. And I'm like, you're trying to get validation from a fucking PDF file.
That's why
what world
it's not working very well.
Yeah.
It's not very effective.
I don't think he wants you, ma'am. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't want him to go there. I said, unfortunately, we have no choice. I was like, but it's going to be okay. I got a little more peace of mind that nothing's going to happen to him there. He's going to be fine. And I told him, even that man said they're not going to just go throw your ass in general population and put themselves on the line. Like, he said, well, they're not going to put him in there with rapists and other people. I said, well, those are technically the same type of charges he has. He said, well, Josh is a rapist. I said, that's not what I said. But yeah, he's going to be in there with rapists. But I think he's safe.
What the Oh my God.
I don't even know what she just said. That was like a word salad.
The dad being like, well, that's not his charges. Maybe you didn't do
enough.
the thing. But yeah, close enough, honestly.
You try to search your dominance, but don't get in trouble.
Does he know how to speak?
Keep my emails clean.
Yeah, here's the part that I heard, because when I first saw this clip, you couldn't see them. It was just the audio recording, and it seems like that's the case here too. This is them talking about his emails and her basically going on his computer and deleting stuff.
Keep my emails clean. You know how CD I am about that.
All right, listen, I done deleted all your bullshit. You got like some email from some, I don't even know. Don't you worry, I got you good.
Just unsubscribe, Dave.
Don't worry, I am.
Unsubscribe from what?
I cleared all your search history every single time.
Okay, so when I first heard him say like, keep my emails clean or whatever the fuck he said, that to me, I thought was like, you know how some people are like really anal about things like that, or it's just like they don't like to have a ton of like spam shit.
I don't think that that's what he was referring to.
Okay, so that's I know, and then I'm like, okay, but let's think of the person we're talking about, because then that doesn't make sense. And then her even
deleted all your bullshit.
Yeah, he is gonna be in there for years. It's not like he's gone for a couple weeks and she's just like looking after his email. But then the search history thing. That's when I was like, oh no. Why are you, when he's in prison for possession of like the worst shit you can imagine on his computer. Why are you deleting his search history, ma'am? Why is that your job?
And also, why is there search history that like, well, first of all, they would be able to find it anyway, even if you deleted it. I feel like they could still track it down.
Lily, she's not very smart.
Not her, the police.
No, I know, but like, I think that she doesn't know that. Like, I think she thinks if she deletes it, it's deleted.
Clearly, she's not very bright because she's saying all of this on a recorded phone call. Like, what do you mean?
You know what? I think a lot of people hide under the veil of like, okay, yes, this is a recorded phone call, but like,
but they're not possibly going to listen to all of it.
Yeah. And even if they do, how's this going to end up on TikTok? You know what I mean?
Well, if you're TikTok famous, I feel like that probably should be more of a concern that you have.
True.
I haven't deleted your text messages.
I
I'll
haven't
leave
deleted
those, but if it's spam text messages, I've deleted it. I got you, baby. Like, before all this is over, I'm getting you a new phone case.
Like, you know, the probation shit, like, is it possible to change up the length of probation and the type of, like, probation?
One of these other attorneys had this whole thing that I just read, one of the ones that lady sent me, and he has this whole thing about how he's able to get the sex offender charge removed, like the sex offender registration removed. Yeah. There's a lot of stipulations with it, but that's the next step. Getting you out of there is my first step. We'll worry about that shit later. I don't give a shit if you're a sex offender for the next 75 years. I just want you out.
I don't care if you're a sex offender for the next 75 years. Ma'am, seek help. This is insane. You should care. That is not okay.
Like, you want him to be out so then you can be with a sex offender.
Yeah. And then you think you're going to live a regular life with a sex offender? I don't think your friends with kids are going to want to hang out with you now that everybody knows the truth anymore. Like, I don't know what she thinks her life is going to look like. Like, this is bizarre.
And it just feels like she might be loyal and like staying with him, but I feel like he's going to get out and be like so fucking sick of her.
I think so
because
too.
She's like, also, we'll watch a couple of the other clips. Like, the way she talks to him is like he's on just like a little retreat and that she's dealing with the hard part of it.
Are you in general population now?
Yeah.
Is it bad in there?
No, it's great.
It's Bartow County fucking jail. So it's like how your dad talks about.
Oh, her dad's in prison too. I don't know why.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I sleep and it's just I wake up and it's just your face and leaving that courthouse. It's just like a nightmare.
And I misunderstood her, and they like got annoyed with me. But I said, "Do you mind if I say goodbye?" She said, "No, ma'am." She just went, "No, I'm not saying goodbye." Like, I don't give a shit about listening to this man argue and make snide remarks to our friends who've had their children around you. Like, oh, it just was so angry, and I'm just not going to text it. I'm not going anywhere. I hope you know that. I'm not going to just get that reassurance for you. It'll make me feel better that you trust me. What?
That's what they at least let me see my wedding ring on me.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that's a weird thing. I see him with his wedding ring in all his videos. How is that possible? I thought all jewelry has to go.
I would think that too, but I guess like what's the harm necessarily in a ring, you know? Like, how would you use that?
I don't know, actually.
I guess you could maybe like sharpen it or something.
Into a shiv.
I'm not familiar with like the jail hacks.
I ain't on that.
What the now?
I just told you. The police report. Who do you think? One of these true crime pages. It's blasting. I mean, it is.
I'm shaking right now.
You're shaking?
He's like, yeah, bitch.
Which one of these ladies got it?
The true crime mama.
She's still making fucking from this?
They haven't stopped. She's been digging all day, I'm sure.
Is that the one who also did the judge?
Huh?
Is that the one who also called out the judge?
No, that's another one.
So again, they're upset that the court documents that reveal everything he was looking at, that's what he's really pissed about right now, is that that's been made public.
It's fun. Life is so fun right now.
I don't even know what to say. I'm just so pissed off.
You get to be in the press right now. I'm out here in the trenches. You get to be strong for me right now, unfortunately. You think you can handle that?
Yeah, babe.
Can you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the one who's getting it. You have no idea what's going on. I'm not going anywhere, but I need you to understand that I'm the one getting...
Yes, baby. My name's getting blasted. You're getting... I know.
Yeah, no, there's no shortage of the calls, and there's still more coming out. Freedom of Information Act Queen is on it, filing constantly, because I'm sure they're talking every day, maybe even multiple times a day.
Also, the shit they're talking about, like that phone call ends where she's recording the call herself and she's getting him to say that they can get 2 more corgis. So then she can have 3 corgis because she has to deal with all of this. So like that's the least he can do.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know what world she's living in, but I never want to go there. Yeah, so the update is basically they're both as gross as we thought they were. And
Indeed.
Brittany's extremely pathetic, like extremely pathetic to a new level that I didn't know was possible.
The 2 of them feel just very self-involved, narcissistic, and weird.
Yeah, perfect for each other, some would say.
Exactly. Yeah.
I am glad this is all being outed though, because now anybody that might have believed them or like seen them in a different light can kind of see like who they really are. You know what I mean? Because this is like curtains up, curtains down, like I don't know, or curtains open or whatever the fuck. Like we could see them.
Also crazy because it's not even like, oh, it's people that believe them. They never had another story. They like never denied it or had any kind of like reasoning. It was just like, he did it.
No, that is true.
They just don't seem to think it's that bad.
Well, anyways, that's where the Stapletons are at.
Hopefully no more updates on them because I don't care.
Moving on to the Resilient Jenkins update. Now, there is no shortage of updates from the last time we covered them, which is insane because I really genuinely feel like that was like 2 weeks ago. Like it was not that long ago.
Yeah, although I feel like when we covered it the last time, that was like kind of delayed. Like we weren't like super
maybe
on top of it. But regardless, it's because they're doing new shit every single day.
Yeah.
But the last time we covered them, we were basically covering that there was trouble in paradise after Stephanie has spent how long? Years defending Drew.
Yep.
And saying what a good man he is. And you just don't see him like helping in the videos. But like that doesn't mean that he's not.
Right.
It just means that like she didn't catch it on video.
Yeah.
Except for like when he stirs for like 2 seconds.
Before we continue, we really quickly want to thank today's sponsor, and that's Cozy Earth.
You guys, I feel like I never really thought about sheets that much. Like, it just didn't really occur to me. I felt like they were all kind of the same. And then I tried these Cozy Earth sheets, and my bed is just like the coziest little pile of blankets I've ever slept in my life.
Yeah, and their sheets are bamboo sheets, and they are so soft. And they're temperature regulating, so whether you run hot or cold, it's gonna work for you no matter the season. I feel like before, when it was winter, I used to have to use like a flannel sheet and then switch it when it was summer so that I wouldn't run too hot or too cold when I'm sleeping, which is the thing that annoys me the most. I don't like to wake up hot or cold. It's not fun.
And they have a 100-night sleep trial, so you can try them out. And if you don't love them, you can return them hassle-free, but I guarantee you won't want to return them.
And they also have a 10-year warranty, which is insane.
And if you guys want to try them, go to cozyearth.com and use the code DWKT, and you can get up to 40% off.
That's cozyearth.com using the code DWKT. And after you purchase, if you do get the post-purchase survey, please let them know that the girlies sent you. It helps us out a lot.
And thank you so much to Cozy Earth for sponsoring this episode, because your bed should be more than a place to sleep. It should be your happy place. And Cozy Earth makes that possible.
There was some really concerning parts that we've covered recently too, where it's like her talking to her children in a way that's either like really snappy or flat out saying shit that I'm just like, how the fuck could you say that? Like when she told her daughter, like, when are you going to get used to being disappointed? And she meant by Drew.
I was just asking, when are we gonna get the donuts?
I told you. When are you gonna get used to being disappointed? It's gonna have to be you or me who go get him later. He done made his choice. He's not gonna take you.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm tired of that shit too. I'm tired of him saying he's gonna do stuff for my kids, and then he just, oh, maybe then, maybe that. Disappointment.
She's a little too honest.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like she does not have a filter. And I think that's probably because she's so overstimulated because she has a billion children inside of a fucking motel room. And she has to leave that motel room every 28 days in order to not be considered like a squatter. It is a fucking disaster. We have so many episodes on the Resilient Jenkins and they're all a fucking disaster. So if you're confused on who they are, I would say you definitely need to watch our first episode because that's like the introduction to them and why everyone has an issue with them. But we are gathered here today for a few reasons. Actually, so one of them is interesting and involves us, I think. And what had happened was I was the one that was posting our short form content and I'm not good at that. And also I don't have the brain power or the time. And so our short form content got super backed up. Like we had the clips from our editor, but they just weren't getting posted. So then our editor was like, guys, what if I just post them for you? Because this is ridiculous. And we're like, oh, thank you.
We've since switched it up and now she is in charge of posting. And that's why we're getting back back on track.
Exactly.
But because of that, we had a Resilient Jenkins clip go up much later than we covered it. I wouldn't say it went like viral, but it got like over 100,000 views. It could be a coincidence because a lot of people do cover her, but it seemed to coincide with a Stephanie crash out about people covering her and using her content to make money and get clout and views. And you know us, using Stephanie for clout. Our researcher says people think this is because of us, and I'm pretty sure people were sending it to us. Maybe they were re-uploads. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't want to like give them views. This is what she posted around the time that our TikTok was
within
getting
like a
views.
day or two. Like it was literally right around the time. And I don't believe that at that time, people are always covering Stephanie and Drew, but like it wasn't
nothing had really happened.
Exactly. So our clip going up late because I suck at posting them is why it went up and got attention.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for the energy I'm bringing through this video because it's 3 a.m. I'm fucking tired. I'm doing the voiceover. And I just woke up with the urge to urinate like none other and what's probably more than likely some kidney stones. I honestly can't even explain the immense F I do not give.
Kind of seems like you do get a lot of Fs.
And making videos off me and my life like it's some kind of freaking joke. Like y'all really don't know that this is fucking difficult for us to be going through.
First of all, it's not a joke. We cover you if this is about us, okay? I'm going to address it like it is, but it may not be. We're people that cover her. So I'm sure if she hasn't seen our content or has, she would look at us the same as she pretty much looks at anybody else who covers her. So I'm addressing it from that standpoint as well. We don't cover Stephanie and Drew because they're a joke. Have we laughed at some of the things they've done? Yes. Yes, we have. But mainly, we come from a place of like genuine concern, the situation that she has her children in, not just because she's going through poverty right now. Like that, not just because that's what she's experiencing. Of course, that's not funny and that's not even worth covering. That's not the issue. The issue is that she was experiencing extreme poverty before she brought 2 new kids into it. And she made it much harder, not only for herself, but for those children. And that has immensely weighed on those children that she had before those last 2 came in. Like, can you imagine how those 3 older children feel? It's insane.
And all the while, her and Drew, who's not her husband, because I guess she's still married to her ex-husband who has done shitty stuff as well. So she's with Drew. He has multiple kids, one that he has with him, but then others that he has abandoned. And like the whole thing is a mess, but they're not doing anything to like get out of the financial hole that they're in. Instead of, both of them getting jobs and like really like trying to figure out how to get out of their originally 1-bedroom apartment. Now they're in a motel because they did get kicked out of their 1-bedroom apartment because there was fucking 7 people living in it. All they're doing to improve their situation is whining about it on TikTok and filming it and exploiting the kids in the process.
Yeah, but that money that they're making from that, they're not even doing anything with to better their family.
Exactly.
That just pisses me off. I'm like, there's no way you guys don't make a couple grand a month between Facebook and TikTok. Like, there's just no way.
Her whole thing is that she's like waiting to like have this be like a super lucrative thing for her. But like, also, she just does the same shit and she complains about not having money. If you can't afford to live in something more than a motel, then maybe we start looking at other job opportunities. And for Drew, maybe look at any.
Yeah.
One thing after another. And it doesn't matter like how much we put forward that Drew and I are doing our absolute damnedest, you're still gonna say we're fucking not. And it's wild to me that y'all think me and Drew don't think our kids deserve better than this. We damn well know our kids deserve way better than this. And that's what we're trying to do, is work towards that. Duh.
We usually never know until like the day we're going to the other motel what time we're supposed to be there. He usually just comes and tells us like between like noon and 3. So today he said just anytime after 2. Don't know if that means we can just kind of chill in here until. So Drew's gonna go ahead and head out and do some gig work. I'm gonna get the rest of the place cleaned up and what we need packed to stay over there for a night, the food, whatever. And then it should be about time to head over there. I didn't realize it was our 28 days today, so I was going to do laundry today, but reroute.
Okay, how do you not realize?
What do you mean you didn't realize?
Yeah, every 28 days
like a
you
pretty
need to get out of
thing.
there, and you know that. This is kind of like people's general frustration with both of them, because as much as she says they're doing, Drew going to do gig work, which is likely DoorDash or Postmates, which I'm not dogging on that. It could be a good side income. To make it a full-time income, you have to be doing it so much.
And also, like, is he doing it? Or is he just like leaving and telling her he's doing it, and then he just like fucks around in the car. Because recently she's been posting a lot about like how he'll take the car and be gone all day. And like she doesn't know what he's doing.
No, she doesn't. And that's a whole other thing. The fucking car, that spoke volumes to me. They traded in their car that fit their whole family for a Volkswagen Jetta that definitely doesn't. It only seats 5 and there's 7, I think.
Yep.
So it's like you can never drive anywhere with all of your children. And whether that was a credit thing, maybe it was a lease or something they had to turn in, whatever their excuse for that is.
Seems like they could have gotten an like a different
There has to be. Yeah.
Jetta wasn't the only option.
At all. There's no way. There's even like small crossover SUVs that have 3 rows in it and could have like, they're still reasonable. So I think that's
old
ridiculous.
car like with those old station wagons where you can like sit in the back and like face the other way.
I don't think they sell those anymore, girl.
I mean, people that owned them once are still have. I mean, like go to a used car dealership and find
figure
something
it out,
that works for you.
But they just make these decisions time and time again that like it just proves that their children, as much as they say that's all they care about, it doesn't add up in their actions.
Well, and then you add in the like the PS5 or like she got him a new gaming chair or he has a new headset. And it's like, I feel like those aren't priorities that we should be focusing on.
Right. I think that was it though, as far as her commentary was just in the beginning saying she doesn't give a fuck about it.
She always says she doesn't give a fuck,
Yeah, that's why she talks about it, because she doesn't give a fuck.
All the time.
Now, the reason we're here though, okay, because there has been other updates, you know, there is the custody battle with Deshaun and Desiree and Drew, and there's like so many other things, but it kind of all feels like the same things we've talked about.
And it all comes back to the biggest issue in this whole equation is consistently Drew.
Yeah. Listen, Stephanie is not great. Stephanie has a lot of fucking issues for sure, but Drew is arguably the worst. Like Drew has such a lack of like will to do anything. Like he just
drive.
Yeah. He doesn't want to do anything. And that's a problem when you're consistently bringing children into the world. So obviously we know Drew has his other child, I think his oldest child, that he has no relationship with. He's literally just a deadbeat dad too.
One of the craziest parts I think is also that when people were pointing out, like, Stephanie, if he abandoned his other kid, like, why are you having multiple other kids with him? Like, why would you think he's
not only the other kids, the other women as well.
Exactly.
Like the mothers to his children. He never looked at that. And like, I feel like that I'm always scared of men who could do that. They look at the women who give them children and don't feel anything towards them. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's weird. Like on a human level, even if you don't want to be romantic with them, that's fucking weird. Yeah. That you don't respect them for like giving life to your child.
Instead, he like won't get a W-2 job because he refuses to pay child support or anything and is just like absolutely doing not even the bare minimum. He's doing so far under the bare minimum that I don't understand how anyone could be attracted to him. Stephanie has consistently defended him, and she's just like the ultimate pick-me of like, oh no, but like he loves our family and this is going to be the one that sticks apparently. But plot twist, there have been some developments, and I feel like over the course of the last few months, she's been getting much more loose-lipped about the whole situation and like kind of talking shit about him after so long of defending him.
We thought they were done with on our last update. Like she was crying and basically trying to quote unquote look for another place to go because it was done.
But we also did think that like it could have been rage bait. Like it was a little, it felt a little weird. The ones she's posting now don't feel more real. I don't feel like she's that good of an actress. So I would be shocked to find out that they were.
Yeah, for sure. And those also felt even weirder because they did like the couples therapy outside of the dumpster and stuff. And it just felt very bizarre.
The fact that both of them were involved is what made it feel a little like questionable.
Yeah. But now it does seem like Drew, not only like they broke up, it seems like Drew just left. Like cold-hearted, just left and basically told her to F off. Like he's done to every other woman and child in his life previous to her.
Well, and it's also interesting because she kind of frames it as like she's sick of him and she wanted out of the relationship, but like then he left and now she's like panicking and doesn't know what to do and like wants him to come back.
This is the TikTok that if you go to her page right now, this is the last one that she actually posted.
I expect it to be any different for me. I mean, like, y'all said it, like, that's how it went down with his exes, right? Just cold-hearted, like, out the picture, like, the kids don't matter. No, because I thought, like, he actually fucking loved us, you know? Thought I was too free. What the fuck? It was gonna make me feel bad that I love people with my entire being, okay? No one's gonna make me feel bad about that. It'll make me feel stupid that I didn't push for this pain any fucking sooner. I hate ugly crying online. Have fun with this. All of my ugliness for y'all loving fucking haters.
People aren't ever hating on you for your looks. I mean, I'm sure some people are.
No, there's some people do.
Yeah,
they do.
But like,
sure.
that's not the main concern ever.
Especially not for us. I think that my biggest concern from her was her inability to see something like this coming. And I thought that that was irresponsible for her children.
Yeah.
If it's a grown adult and you know that the likelihood that you're going to get hurt is large and you do it anyway, then go on.
It's your risk to take.
Yeah. But when you bring kids into it, that's when I do have an issue, because as parents, we do have to do like a risk reward type of assessment for pretty much everything we do with our children. And I just feel like she doesn't do that. She just is like following her heart into where? The fucking motel that your kids are literally so overstimulated, because it's like everybody's loud. You're cooking 24/7 in there. They don't have anywhere to go. They're not in school, I don't think. Are they even in school?
Jesus Christ, I don't know, but I hope that she's not homeschooling them.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked at this point. Like, she does the most random shit, but this didn't surprise me. When I saw it, I'm like, Drew got up one day, cold-hearted, and left. Yeah, he's done that before. And anybody that does that before can and will do it again. There is no child or woman that's going to come into his life and he's all of a sudden going to be like, oh my God, I actually feel love now.
Well,
I don't think he can.
Not to mention, like, he did that when he wasn't living in a hotel with 7 people. You think he's going to stay in this situation? And she's kind of trying to be like, don't tell me like I told you so, because I just try to love people with my whole heart. Like, girl, love people with your brain too, though. Like, you need to understand.
You have to when you have kids.
Yeah.
She also did a YouTube live on August 25th. So that's the same day that she posted that TikTok. And it's so interesting because she brings up an app that we've actually done an ad read for before. The Paired app. Do you remember that? There's like a way for couples to get closer. You don't remember that? It was a while ago, but it was like one of our first
I kind of remember the
sponsors.
name, but I don't remember like what we said about it.
But she brings it up as a way for like her and Drew to fix their relationship, and I thought that was funny.
Is it a sponsorship?
Like, not the sponsorship. No, I don't think so.
I mean, as most of you probably already know, Drew left. And like, yeah, I was like manifesting this and like hoping that we would have like a break and a separation. And I wasn't sure how to like go about it, because every time like I brought the idea of us like taking a break, it just got bad. It was like, it's not even an option for us to take some time to heal and like get an understanding of each other. With Drew, it's just like all or nothing all the time.
He's nothing all the time, actually.
Separate while we figure some stuff out. I asked for like counseling together, where like even just take the time to do like that Paired app. Even at this point, he's still like telling me I'm the only one at fault for anything, and I'm the only one who has anything to fix. And he's like refusing to have any accountability for anything he does.
Shocking.
Yeah, it's like,
And I'm like, it's not just like that, man. Like, that's why I get to this point, because I feel like there's no way around it. If you would never gonna accept responsibility and accountability for it, your own actions, I'm sorry about this fucking snotty, we can't move forward from that, you know? I cannot believe like nobody's. Wait, did I turn the comments off on that? Is that why this is so quiet? I wonder if I can turn them back on while I'm going. I don't even know.
oh my God.
So maybe no. I think he blocked. I think I'm not getting through to him.
She said it kind of soft, but she says he blocked me.
Yeah, she says that in a comment on her Facebook as well.
That is
insane.
Unforgivable.
Yeah.
No, that's unforgivable. You can, bro, I know this sentence is going to sound insane. You could cheat on me, okay, as a partner, and like we'll be done and shit, whatever. But you block me when you're the parent of my child.
Yep.
I will never forgive you. Because that means if your child goes to the hospital and or passes away, or there's an emergency or whatever the fuck, you wouldn't want to know. You fucking piece of shit.
Well, yeah. Do you want to know what he's doing instead?
I actually know, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think it's like towards the bottom.
This was like, oh God, Lee. Like, it's just so Drew coded.
I know,
like,
I saw it. And I was
still
like, are you
ridiculous.
kidding? And also, where did it get posted?
I think his TikTok.
He has his own?
Yeah, he has his own TikTok.
That's honestly, I'm mostly just shocked he has the wherewithal to do anything.
Barely. He first posted this TikTok that says, going to post today, but it looks like I'm finding somewhere to go instead.
Which is weird because that kind of almost implies that she kicked him out. But like, he left. He posts Current situation, going to find some food and something to smoke my weed with. And it's just him walking down the street.
And it's literally him. Look at those lanky ass legs. I'd know them anywhere.
Also, I'm like, smoke my weed with. How does he have weed? I mean, I know that that's like obviously what he's spending is like, but it's ridiculous. I'm like, I understand that like people come on hard times. They want something to like, yeah, but not when you have that many kids.
No. And also people had speculated for a long time that Drew and Stephanie were using some sort of substance. Like they just felt like they were spending their money. They had to be on some sort of drugs because they make, like people have done the calculations. They do make and definitely have made in the past going viral. Good money on TikTok.
Well, and she, in that TikTok, mentioned that it's like 5 reasons why I'm not getting a job. It's like, why are you making this? But one of them says, because I make as much like doing this as I would getting a job, but I get to do it from home. And it's like,
but then what do you do with that?
Yeah,
because a lot of people have found out too that they are in a motel, but they're in a motel that people believe to be converted into a homeless shelter to some capacity, or like not a homeless shelter, but like transitional housing like, of some sort that they're not paying for it. That's the allegation that people have with them.
That's crazy then. Then literally what is the money going to?
Yeah. And up until recently, she had benefits for food as well. She had food stamps and stuff. I'm also pretty dead at this top comment on Drew's TikTok that says, so who has custody of the PS5? You know, he has it in the backpack, right?
I'm picturing
he doesn't even have a place to plug it in.
But it's not with a backpack. It's with like those, like when you have like the stick and there's like the thing tied around the end in a cartoon.
Oh, yeah. The knapsack or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
I picture him leaving with that, but it's just like his headset and the PS5 in there.
Yeah, definitely. And on this TikTok, Stephanie commented, and it seems like it was in a hurry because she misspelled the word blocked, but she says, he blocked my number. I don't get it.
Yeah. So as usual, she was crashing out on Facebook as well.
Yeah. So she does these really, really long, elaborate Facebook posts that I feel like every time we cover them, we have to read one because around every situation, she'll have a Facebook post to correlate.
Well, and she always gets the messiest on Facebook.
Yeah. And this was literally today. So she says, I'll be posting a little later, but I wanted to address something. I feel like I've seen a similar post from a lot of content creators. What I choose to post and talk about is my call. I get that a lot of people are less messy characters. My life and choices are still my own. I will never be one to deny fault, though.
But yeah, that's literally your entire brand is denying fault.
I think that's true. If you've followed us for a while, you would see that our family does have a genuine love for each other. All we want is to thrive and grow as a family, not in numbers. Okay, thank you for clarifying, because that's scary.
But also, that's a lie.
Yeah, literally. Just our overall growth in life. Arguing takes 2 parties. I know I have things to work on. Here she goes, setting herself up to like possibly take him back.
Yeah.
Drew definitely does as well. Giving up on our family before we even get a chance to see a life in a comfortable home with our means met doesn't give our family a real chance.
Well, maybe you should try harder to get to that stage because it doesn't seem like you're making much progress.
I also don't know, and maybe this is like not true, but my brain kind of goes to that place. I'm like, are they staying there for content? Because that's like what her content is. I don't know. I feel like they both should have been out of this situation already. And I know homelessness is like no fucking joke, especially a family of 7, is it? I think it's 7. Like that's not easy to move into a new place. I do understand that, but it's been a long time.
Also, though, I feel like if they were like saving money up, how long would they be saving for? Because it's like not like they're going to be in any kind of position to buy a house. So like regardless, they're going to be renting.
They should have had enough for a deposit or something.
Exactly.
By now. But she continues on to say, follow, unfollow, watch, don't watch. But we still get to decide what we feel is best. I appreciate those of you that just support and watch the journey. Understand, I've seen so many families while living in this motel also homeless. And oftentimes the parents argue often due to the stress level. Yeah, I get that. Obviously. I understand why the whole family would be stressed out.
It's like, but that's the problem is that you didn't have the means to take care of your kids already. Then you were like super gung-ho about having more kids and thought that things are just going to work out and like we're just going to go viral, and then she complains when they don't, and then she starts like resenting Drew because he's not doing shit because he's never done shit, and like yeah, valid, I would resent him too, but like what did you think was going to happen?
In general though, I feel like if you are putting your shit out on the internet, you have come now, this is the second time you come crying that Drew is either leaving or close to leaving, or he doesn't do shit for your family and it's putting so much stress on you. We didn't need to know that if you wanted to protect your family. You don't have to run to the internet to tell us that. And if that's not a lesson she's already learned by now, then you really can't come on the internet and bitch about people covering you. Because at this point, you want it.
And you said, I remember in like the first time we ever covered them, like you pulled a clip where it was her saying that like they know that being on the internet comes with a lot of criticism and that people are gonna like be coming for them. But like they've just kind of accepted that.
No, and that they're meticulous about the things they put on there, that they make very, very intentional decisions of the content they're putting on, and they know what it's going to bring, the hate it's going to bring, and they understand that. But then it's like, I don't think you do. And even still now,
well,
like
and
a
also
year or two
our
later.
problem with it was that like, yeah, you might be okay with it, but you are also now having your kids.
Correct.
Like they don't get a choice and they have everybody judging their parents, but also like seeing a glimpse into their life as they get older. It's just going to get more uncomfortable and more polarizing for them, I'm sure. It's just insane. And she just acts like people are giving like unwarranted criticism. And it's like, you are putting so much of your life on the internet that already people would have like ripped apart, even if you weren't living in a motel and like doing a lot of the shit you do. What do you expect?
Yeah. And her saying like, thank you for just watching and supporting. There's really no way somebody can just watch all of this and not have an opinion on it. It's like, it's a lot. But she continues on and says, no one said it's okay, but it most definitely is normal for some. I'm sorry we don't scream aesthetic and always happy. And I do apologize for the ups and downs. But we are normal and we don't hide behind fake. Your quote unquote call it comments. I literally was saying, I pray this isn't the end for our family. And I'm glad we're going to keep trying together.
So now they're trying together?
Yeah. So after everything we just saw, her crying, her saying he was cold, got up, blocked her. Okay, all of that shit.
Roam the streets with his weed.
Yeah, looking for something to smoke it with. I'm like, me in fucking 8th grade. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's so, I can't.
Like, go find an apple, Drew.
But this just reiterates, it's just amazing. Like, she will never understand that maybe you shouldn't jump to TikTok in the midst of a fucking fight. Because then you're going to come back on and have to make a Facebook post about how you're going to try again. And like, you're sorry, not sorry, but like, you guys deserve to make it out to the other side together, you know, through all of this. And it's like, oh God.
You know that she's doing it because she knows that people will also be watching. So it's like, oh, better record my misery so we get money.
That's so true. Because either way it goes, I will be able to profit off of it. So if he leaves for good, then I'm profiting off of it. If he doesn't, then people will be so mad that I'll profit off of it anyway. So I feel like this, honestly, you could just add it straight to the rage bait pile. Like, I genuinely think this was like not genuine, or if it was genuine, she doesn't actually stand on business for herself or her family. And she is in complete denial that that man is going to somehow just be a good person to her and a good husband to her and a good father for her kids. But it's just not going to happen.
She even posted this on Facebook and it says, been sending him links like this for weeks and he thinks I'm the only one who needs to work on anything. And she is sharing a post from, I don't know if it's an app or what, but it says, regain relationship counseling. The best relationships are always worth working for. Put in the work in therapy. And it's a like graphic that is someone holding a phone and says, my love, we need to try something else. Why are you sharing that?
Riveting.
Why do people need to know this? Oh my God. And then she posted also on Threads. I feel as women, maybe we don't know just how trapped we are until we want to leave.
Yeah. Just to
Super
literally
deep,
retract
Stephanie.
all of that. Like,
yeah,
it's bullshit. I can't even like go there because this is from the 25th, which was yesterday. Yeah, that's fucking insane. So in a day, now you're like, well, we're going to try again because Drew, couldn't find another place to stay, another woman to crash with, you know,
he couldn't find anything to smoke out of.
He definitely didn't find that. His PS5, he couldn't plug it in anywhere. Like, I'm not sure.
His body hurt
the
too
issue
much.
was.
He couldn't keep walking.
Of course. I just genuinely think like those two deserve each other. The kids don't deserve them. It's incredibly sad, and I end every Resilient Jenkins story or update with the same sentiment that I am heartbroken for these children. I wish better for them, and Stephanie and Drew are the worst. Both of them are the worst.
And the fact that she still is like acting like it's in the foreseeable future that they're just gonna live this comfortable life in a house that
they're just gonna cross a rainbow and everything's gonna be better.
Like, it's not
even in a
coming,
mansion.
Stephanie.
You guys are not compatible. And actually, I think that's gonna be the rudest awakening for her is when they do actually get into housing that makes sense.
Anything.
It doesn't fix anything because Drew's still gonna be a deadbeat father who doesn't want to work and doesn't want to help you around the house. And if you had money, that would be even worse because then there's literally no excuse. It's like, we have
There's
the
just
money,
more
we
to
have a
clean.
beautiful house. Like, we're not depressed anymore, right? Like, we love each other, we're happy. And he's still going to be playing his PS5 and ignoring you and your children. And you're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Then what's your content about? Because right now, it's basically poor me all the time.
Yeah, so we shall see where we end up next time. But that's pretty much it for the Resilient Jenkins right now. My gosh.
Okay, girlies, we have an update, and it is not a good one. This clip has been circulating. It is a recording from Stephanie's live the other day, and I'll just let you listen to it. But for context, it is her 10-year-old that is the one like talking in this, but because they live in a motel, all of the other kids are there too.
Honey, stop looking at me like that. That's how it goes down. I asked you, I gave you the option, help with your sister for a minute, or you can get up and do the chores that are your literal chores. They're literally yours.
I'll help her.
There was three.
No, Miss Rachel.
Like, not 10-year-old bro, she be.
Hey, Rachel.
Holy fuck. Give me the baby now and go do your chores.
Trying so hard to help.
Addie. No, you're not, and you need to stop.
Stop, please.
I already said stop, please. Holy crap.
Do we still need one, Miss Rachel?
Yep. So, since you're going to try to spin that situation, what actually went down is we have an agreement. She can help with her sister, and I'll do her chores if she wants to help with her sister. But when I go out there and her sister is just laying down crying and she's just sitting watching TV playing with her tablet, then we switch it up. I'm going to take back the baby since you weren't helping, and I'll do the fucking, or, you know, you can do your chores. I don't think that's too much to ask of a 10-year-old. She's given the option. I'm not making her take care of the baby. She's choosing. So.
But Mommy, I had her in my arms. She wasn't
I need you to stop.
crying.
She just keep going too. I don't even know what you're complaining about. I did all them dishes before bed last night and there's like 10 to do.
Still too much. 10's not that much.
I'm shutting the door and you're dealing with your stuff now.
Talk to them.
No, you're not gonna do her chore. That stuff just makes me so, like, I don't know. I get it why my parents just lost patience with me so often, because that was the kind of stuff that my mom would have just backhanded me. No arguing allowed, just backhanded. And like, I'm just sitting there like, I'm not about to do that to my child, but like, what is this? What is this, like, arguing back and forth? Like, who cares that you're the parent? I don't care. Preteens, bro. I'm telling you, I cannot wait for school to start, and I've never said that in my life.
If you missed that, she was having her 10-year-old take care of her baby, who is under 1-year-old. And then the baby starts crying and she seems to get flustered, probably because she's overstimulated because they're in a motel and Drew is nowhere to be found, as usual. And she basically scolds her daughter and acts like she's like not doing her job, essentially, because a 10-year-old should definitely be the one responsible for taking care of your baby that you wanted to have, despite already having 4 other kids. Anyway, she knows that she's on live this whole time, so she knows people can hear her. So then she tries to spin it as if she's like warranted at being upset at the daughter because she gave her options. She could have done her chores or she could watch the baby, and she chose to watch the baby. Again, having a 10-year-old watch your baby is not the best idea. I mean, I don't have kids, but it feels like something you probably shouldn't do. Regardless, she tries to make it seem like the 10-year-old is on her iPad and not taking care of the baby. And when she goes to like take over, you can hear this little girl saying, "I'm trying so hard to help." And then when she hears Stephanie blaming her on the live, she chimes in and says she was holding the baby. She had him in her arms. To which then Stephanie is very upset now. She was already upset. Now she is pissed because her 10-year-old has made her look stupid on her live. So she walks away from her phone and you can hear her go over and whisper yell to this 10-year-old saying, "Shut the fuck up, fuck you," to her 10-year-old. And again, I don't have kids. I can't even imagine how overwhelming it would be to have one kid, much less 5, much less in a motel room. But that is no excuse to be saying fuck you to your child. Like, she went over to get close to her and was whispering so she wouldn't be heard on the live. Spoiler alert, Stephanie, everyone heard you. Do you want to know what Stephanie's response to this was? She responded to someone posting this video on her Facebook, and she says, "If I was embarrassed by dealing with my kid, I would have turned it off," referring to the live. "My kid is a preteen with full attitude. Your kid's 10. So jumping the gun a little, I think, with the preteen. In my opinion, you shouldn't say fuck you to any of your kids. I don't care what age they are." But then she says, "Normal parents get it and understand. Degaff about the rest of y'all," crying laughing emoji. That is an insane response. It's insane to do it, but then to justify it and be like, normal parents get it. Stephanie, newsflash, that is not normal parent behavior. And if you think it is, I can't fathom what else is going on that doesn't get caught on live. These poor kids, and I've seen a lot of comments pointing out that this 10-year-old, if Drew does leave, which we'll get to that in a second, feels like there's an update, this 10-year-old is the co-parent now. Like, that is who is going to be raising these kids. And Stephanie's likely going to take out even more of her frustration and overstimulation on this poor kid. So in response to that, it seems like people had called CPS, which I don't blame them, because again, if that's happening on a live, what is happening when the cameras are off? You know that she's screaming at those kids. Like, I truly can't even imagine what they're going through and what they experience on a daily basis. But allegedly, CPS was called, and her response was, again, to go on Facebook, of course. And she says, "You're not going to keep showing up to our door with quote unquote allegations and meet nice Stephanie." Crying laughing emoji. "Nope, no sir. I wholeheartedly admit I was not kind during that interaction." She's not referring to the interaction with her 10-year-old that we just watched, by the way. I'm fairly certain that she's referring to the interaction with the CPS officer that came to her door, because she follows it up by saying, "Because I find it to be absolute BS that these folk keep showing up at our door. We have nothing to hide." It feels like you do, first of all. And even the stuff you don't hide is worth them coming. Like, I don't understand. Like, Stephanie, you want to know why people are making videos about you? Case in point. Like, this is absurd and just disgusting and so sad to listen to and watch. And I mentioned the possibility of Drew leaving a second ago. I don't know if this is true. Cannot be corroborated, but this is a comment thread that was on a TikTok that was reposting the footage that we watched from her live where she says, "Fuck you" to the kid. And it says, "Drew got a woman named Ciara pregnant. She's 4 months along. All those late nights of gig work was actually Drew banging someone else. Stephanie's world is about to come crashing down. I hope CPS takes action. Stephanie is a drug user, and the way she treats those kids is unacceptable." Someone responds and says, "Imagine Methany's crash out when that baby is born." And someone says, "Where did you hear this?" And then the person responds and says, "I'm very close to the situation. I've been trying to get Ciara to make a video and come out about it, but she's terrified of y'all. She didn't know at the time he had a whole other family. She's not proud of the situation she's in either, but at least she has a home and a job, which is a hell of a lot more than Drew has." And someone responds and says, "Oh, that poor woman. I hate that she got swept into his trap." And then someone else says, "I'm sorry she's scared of the internet reaction because in my opinion, it would be in her favor, especially with her not knowing about the other family." And someone says, "If true, this lady needs to take him to court," as if that'll do anything. He has a habit of not attending court or paying any child support, so I don't know how much that would really do. And someone said, "I only wish that was true." And to that I say, like, I don't wish that was true, but it does make a lot of sense. And the person says, "It's definitely 100% true. Ciara is scared of everyone attacking her right now. Just be patient. She's about fed up with Drew's BS too." Okay, I went to the TikTok and it looks like she has posted a couple new ones. Well, I just watched the first video and it's 9 minutes long and I'm not going to put you through that, but I will summarize it by saying that she basically takes no accountability. She says that sometimes she snaps at her kids because she's overstimulated and people think she's not a good mom for that, but that's what good moms do, apparently. I will play you that part.
You say it's because I snap at my kids. A lot of people do. And a lot of people, a good parent should be, because kids shouldn't just get away with everything. That's not how it works. Kids need boundaries, in my opinion.
Stephanie, boundaries are not saying shut the fuck up, fuck you to your daughter for not watching your baby. Those aren't boundaries. That is you not taking responsibility of your kid that you wanted to have, that you chose to have. This wasn't an accident. It was intentional. You brought that baby into the world when you didn't have the means to take care of it. And now you are cursing at your 10-year-old because they aren't watching the baby correctly. They're 10. They shouldn't be watching the baby, period. And then she goes on to say how she wants to show everyone her personality. It seems like that's her priority here, is that everyone see the real, honest her. Stephanie, no one needs to see you. Get off the internet and take care of your kids. This is ridiculous. At the end, she also says that, sorry if she has offended you, but actually she's not sorry.
I'm sorry that y'all are offended by it, I guess. I'm not really sorry, but imagine what it's like, I guess. Anyways, bye.
Honestly, the most sorry she seems in all this is to be maybe a little apologetic. I don't think she flat out says sorry, but a little apologetic about the caseworkers that came over. So that's who she needs to do better and be more polite to, not her 10-year-old that she just cursed out. But the takeaway here is that it's just like it's not clocking to her that she is damaging these kids permanently. And the verbal abuse, hopefully it is just verbal abuse, is unacceptable. And the comments are pretty unanimous in that she needs to leave Drew because he's just dragging her down and she's not going to get out of this situation if she stays with him, which I agree. And just that she tries so hard to dismiss criticism and being like, you guys don't see everything. That doesn't reflect how I raise my kids. Yes, it does. Like, what are you talking about? Your behavior towards your kids, even if it's just a few moments a day, that all reflects on your parenting and how you're raising those kids. The fact that you're trying to create some disconnect and act like it's just people nitpicking your parenting. I mean, you're giving everyone a lot to nitpick. I wouldn't call it nitpicking at this point. It's just like giving you very valid criticism that is people's natural reaction. It's not people like combing through these videos looking for stuff. Are there people doing that? Yes, I'm sure. This, pretty hard to miss. And then after that video, there's another one that she followed up with just an hour ago when I'm recording this. And it is her sitting in the car. So I guess Drew's watching the kids, or maybe her 10-year-old, who knows? And it's her being very defensive about how people are saying that she's staying with Drew even though he's cheating on her. And her response is basically like, do you think I don't know that? And that some women are strategic and that's why they stay with men that are messing around with them. And then she proceeds to say that their kids do better when her and Drew are working together to parent and when they're together. So that's why she's staying with him.
This is what we got. I'm just curious. Why do people automatically assume that a woman that stays with a man that they know is doing stuff behind their back and just is just disconnected, period? Why do you automatically assume that means a woman is just like dismissive of everything and completely okay with it? And she's just like, oh, I'm okay with being treated like that. When in reality, a lot of women are strategic. And we know like our situation is something we can handle currently, especially if we know what the fuck's going on. We know what's up, you know? We know what we're in for. Disconnect is not anything I can handle. And I've said this many times. Him and I work good as a family. Our kids thrive when him and I are working together to do what's best for our kids. And that's just that. Why y'all gotta assume that I'm instantly just like dismissive of everything that I spoke of and that it's back and forth with the mental. No, it can all be the same. It can literally all be accurate at the same time. I can be trying to work on things with him and see if we still have a future together, as well as planning that possibility isn't a thing, but making sure I'm good if that's the case. Can you like understand that, or is that just too much?
With all due respect, you are living in a motel with 5 children and someone that's cheating on you. This is not a situation where you guys are better together, clearly, because if it was, you wouldn't be in the situation you're in right now. Also, she then shifts and spends the rest of the video basically defending herself, saying that she's not using because that's a big accusation that she has all the time. And to that I say, I don't know if she's using like hard drugs, but obviously Drew is still smoking because he posted a video about looking for somewhere to smoke his weed. I don't doubt that Stephanie is still smoking. And also she lets out a little weird cough in the middle of this video that, from my experience, sounds like a smoker's cough. Usually if you actually have to cough, it's not like a single little like and that she's also in the car and seems kind of like alert right now, which I know usually you would think But if she's smoking, wouldn't she not be? But she also said she filmed that last video at 3:30 in the morning. She couldn't have gotten that much sleep. And usually, if you haven't smoked for a little while and you do, it kind of wakes you up, gives you a little energy boost for a minute. Obviously, can't say any of that is for sure. That's just my personal opinion based on my own experiences. But, well, would you look at that? I hadn't read the caption, but it appears she is confirming that she is smoking. It says, y'all make your assumptions about me anyways. I started my mom breaks again about a month ago when baby girl switched to eating more and now does not nurse as often. Go ahead, judge, but judge right about thing. Judge about the right thing, I'm assuming. I will never touch harder substances, but me and Mary Jane have been friends for years. Hashtag mom of 5, hashtag garden mom, hashtag morning, hashtag let's talk. So it appears that my weed radar was correct and she is smoking in the car, which honestly, I don't think is innately wrong. But when you're living in a motel, I would say that prioritizing buying weed for you and your deadbeat partner should probably not be on your priority list. And also, who is watching the kids? Because I'm not convinced Drew is there, and it seems like you trust your 10-year-old to watch your baby. So this is concerning. Anyway, that is it for this update, because I have nothing else to say. Back to us. Bye.
What a roller coaster.
Fun.
That is not surprising at all. Moving on to a happier topic, which is our favorite lawyer Swiftie HOA president.
Correct. And I wouldn't even say it's a happier topic because, like, it's kind of fucked what's going on.
Yeah, it is fucked.
But
it is fucked.
basically, she's just our favorite.
She is. Her name is Ashley, by the way.
And she basically infiltrated the HOA board because she campaigned to be on it, I guess, like as a joke after the president was super sexist. And then she won. So she was suddenly on the board with all these boomers and they had some different priorities. She stuck her nose into a lot of different stuff, including like handicap parking spots and treatment of the person at the front desk, all this stuff. But the thing that really tipped her over the edge and started her like regularly posting about it was she uncovered what she perceived to be embezzlement going on with the HOA and the building and the cleaning supplies specifically.
Yeah.
Because she was comparing the invoices and like how much inventory of cleaning supplies that this building was getting. And it was insane. She kept saying it was enough to stock like an entire NFL stadium for like a season. They were ordering just like thousands of paper towels, thousands of like feminine waste.
Feminine
like,
hygiene products or like the bags for them.
The
like,
bags that you throw them away in. Yeah, it was like thousands of them. And it's like for a lobby in a building where people live, like who's changing their tampon in the lobby bathroom when they all live there?
Yeah, it was pretty comical. And she also, her delivery of everything was really funny. And so we really liked her. She also showed several recordings with the Boomer HOA executives or whatever the fuck their role is on there. And it was pretty interesting to listen to. And it was clear to me when I was listening and seeing like everything that she was really shaking things up. And I personally didn't feel like they were going to have her on there much longer. Like I felt like she was pissing everybody off. And I loved it. I think that it needed to be done. And HOA, like all of our comments on that episode are just like people's experience with their HOA or like being on an HOA. And it's like a pretty corrupt industry, I think, genuinely, universally.
Yes, definitely. People have a lot of personal anecdotes about their own HOA situation. They related to this. But also, one of the main things we were wondering is, do all of the boomers know that she's posting all of this on TikTok? Right. Because it was like, she was being pretty, like the filter was off.
Yeah. And it turns out, I think they did find her TikTok page, but I think that everything we covered on our last episode about her, they definitely didn't know, I don't think, at that point. They just knew she was like ruffling feathers, but they didn't know she was recording phone calls and posting
They didn't know TikTok until they knew. And now I guess they are fully aware and they've threatened to sue her for several things, I think.
Love that.
But shall we just click through and see some of her updates? There's been quite a few.
Yeah, so this actually happened the day after we posted our episode.
I think that I've been removed from the board. I've gotten no notification, but I tried to log into our Slack account and it says that it looks like your account on our board of directors has been deactivated. And then it says that that Slack cannot reactivate it, but only one of the like admin people from my management, from my like who like runs the Slack, only they can reactivate me. I mean, is this saying guilty or is this saying guilty? Because if you weren't doing anything wrong, then why would you want to remove me? Did I just dig too hard that you removed me from the board. And also, I don't even think they're allowed to remove me from the board. Like, I'm removed from the Slack page, which I've screenshotted a bunch of stuff and I will share. But I'm like, it says like in the bylaws that I think 51% of residents have to vote to remove me. But don't worry, even if I have been removed from the board, I have updates. Okay, I have updates. I was just waiting to like get some more information coming this week before I gave a whole rundown. But I have some updates, so, and I think it's gonna make sense why I may or may not have been removed.
Well, the craziest part about that is that what she ran for and won was for the HOA president. Isn't that like the top one? Like, you can't remove the HOA president from communicating with the board members.
I don't know if we ever confirmed that she was actually the president.
Yes, we did, because we went back in her TikTok and she talks about how she ran against the president who had been like uncontested for like 15 years or something like that. And then she won.
Yeah.
So then we're like, okay, so that is like, she doesn't flat out say I'm the HOA president. But the role that she, like, if you follow the story that she ran against, yeah, it was the president.
I mean, at the very least, she was, as that Slack thing just said, she was on the board of directors.
Oh, God. She posted some more audio of confronting the members of the board. Oh, God. This is going to make me cringe.
And also, if you are a little lost, I already said that she did accuse them of embezzlement, but like she also confronted them a few times about the embezzlement and none of them seemed to care. Like
no,
they're all
they
just
actually
like,
wanted her to get over it. They're like, enough is enough. Like, stop digging.
And when she brought up like specifically like the cleaning company that like had been clearly ripping them off, even if the HOA wasn't involved, and they were all like, it's fine. Like they said they won't do it again. Let's move on. Why would you ever keep employing someone that had been ripping you off for months?
Yeah.
Like that makes zero sense. So very shady behavior from the HOA board.
I accused my HOA board and management company of embezzlement, and I'm finally playing the full version of the audio recording where I confronted them. Yes, the 20-minute version, not even the 10-minute version, the 20-minute version. And we're going to start now, and I'm going to play like 5 minutes, and I'll do it in multiple parts. But just a warning, you should probably just like set your phone down because I have my storage bins here and nothing exciting to entertain you besides my face, which is not that entertaining. So
I'm going to speed this up a little bit because lots of content to get through.
And the boomers, I assume, talk pretty slow.
I know. I was assuming the same thing.
Here we go.
I'm not gonna. Y'all have anything you want to bring up?
I just want to bring up that I put the same order into Staples from the cleaning company, and it was $3,600. And I think it's absolutely impossible for us to be using. In 1 month, we ordered 17 packages of paper towels.
Actually 18.
That hold 16 packs, and each pack has 125 paper towels.
Some of the stuff they may order.
That's Scott.
No, they ordered it the month before. Also, they ordered apparently 2 packs.
So let's go going forward. We'll just monitor that. That's all we can really do. Just try to backtrack.
Did we ever actually receive that many packages of paper towels? These are big boxes.
I don't know who, like,
In 1 month?
I don't think anybody really checked the packages in.
So well, the issue here, I want you to be very, very, it's dismissing this is kind of weird. We didn't get that many paper towels, and we would know if we had that many paper towels.
We basically paid for stuff we didn't get. I get it. Listen, out of curiosity, when these orders are placed,
So then she's saying Russ is the president. It says on screen.
Yeah, so I don't think she was
so confused now.
I had put forth and I have absolutely no idea how HOA organizations work, like how the hierarchy is, but that maybe it's campaigning for the position, and then once they're on the board, then the board votes for who's the president or something.
Maybe. Weird. Okay.
I don't know.
I assume so. But they don't come to me. I don't sign for anything. They're just dropped off here. I don't know if they're shipped. You know what? I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay, I hate to pause, but I want to say that pay attention to what Melissa says because she changes her story multiple times. It's going to be like, I'm going to try to make it 4 parts, but Melissa changes her story multiple times, and please just pay attention to that throughout my 4 parts where I play this video.
Sometimes like I have seen a supply come here. I don't know where it came from, if it came from, I'm sure offices or directly, but I have seen a bunch of boxes brought in. And
they may have a big warehouse where it goes there, and they bring.
Well, they mentioned the unopened boxes, so that means that if we can't possibly have room to store these 17 giant boxes in 1 month. The month before, we got paper towels the month before. I mean, this is more than this is years and years worth of paper towel supplies. I mean, like feminine hygiene bags that go in the bathrooms. I mean, we have ordered seven packages that hold 500 bags. I don't think an NFL stadium uses that many feminine hygiene bags in a year. It's concerning.
Well, we caught Annie with toilet paper in her bag.
Well, is she stealing?
Oh, Anne is now accusing a resident. Her name is Annie, apparently. I don't know who Annie is. Anne is accusing Annie of stealing all of these cleaning supplies.
What?
Poor Annie.
Also, Anne was like the horrible woman that was like, because it was one of the residents didn't have a handicap parking spot, and she was being like, well, if it didn't suit your needs, then you shouldn't live here, basically.
Yeah.
And it was like, or you should just like give them a handicap parking spot. What do you mean?
Hey, where's she storing all this stuff? So she's stealing this stuff.
She's a hoarder.
I mean, that
Sorry, Anne called
Stop
Annie
it.
a hoarder.
crime.
Stop.
Also, I mean, if Annie's stealing this much stuff that's costing us to order thousands and thousands of paper towels per month, I mean,
What's our process moving forward for that?
The process moving forward is that I'm going to get an itemized bill that shows exactly how much, and we're just going to have tighter controls on it.
they're ordering from Staples. Who does the inventory of how much they're ordering from Staples? Staples actually isn't a bad price. It's actually a really good price. I looked at the Staples business website. I made an account so I can see the price of exactly what they're charging. Staples is not a bad vendor. It's a great vendor. It's very cheap.
We don't have time to sit there and look at everything that's
I do.
match.
Oh, I'll make time. I think it's weird that we're dismissing it.
I'm so done.
They hate her.
Oh no, they do. She really rocked the boat.
All right, on to part 2 of where I accuse my HOA board and management company of embezzlement. I don't say alleged because I straight up did so in these audio recordings. They know I did it, so it's not alleged. I did it. Maybe they allegedly actually committed the crime, but whatever. Anyway, they're gonna say that they don't have time for a lot of things, but the only person who doesn't have time but somehow makes time is me. Yes, I work at a law firm. I babysit. I go to law school. I somehow have a husband and a dog. Like I can make time. Oh, and I also make these TikToks. So who doesn't have time? I don't know.
Exactly what they're charging. Staples is not a bad vendor. It's a great vendor. It's very cheap.
We don't have time to sit there and look at everything that's
I do.
match.
Oh, I'll make time. I think it's weird that we're dismissing it. I think it's really weird.
So the process moving forward is what again? I'm sorry, I lost it.
I'm just going to make sure the bills are itemized and check them, and
So we're just going to cross-reference the pricing real quick.
Yeah.
I don't think we need paper towels for another 5 years. So I think it's gonna be weird if paper towels show up on the cleaning bill again.
It wouldn't hurt to at least ask a couple of questions of the cleaning crew. Just like if we are getting something enormous like shower caps, we can ask them, what are you using this?
Are you calling them right now?
Yeah. I'm going to call right now. I don't want to do that. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so I asked
Why
for
did
you
you
to
wanna do
call the
that?
vendor right then and there, and you're like, I'm not gonna call them right now. By the way, pay attention to like this whole shower cap thing. I realized after re-listening that they like really focus in on like vetting the vendor for these shower caps, like blaming the vendor for the shower caps. Like of all the things that the vendor over-ordered, they're gonna go for shower caps. So anyway.
Let's implement what you implemented, and then. And Scott, you said it might be stored in a warehouse. Well, why are we paying for stuff? How are we doing inventory? Do you know how we could do inventory for how much stuff we need?
Pay attention. I'm so sorry I keep cutting you off. But Melissa, this is another thing with Melissa's conflicting stories. Just pay attention to how she talks about inventory and counting it and all that stuff.
I have not inventoried a paper towel or toilet paper. I've never done that in my career as a property manager.
Yeah, who does?
I don't know. We trust our cleaning people. If they're ripping us off, hopefully they're not. But so that's why I called them and he came out. We had a whole conversation about it. So I can only fix it going forward. I'm not going to inventory toilet paper.
Going forward, sorry.
Job at yes. It's a cleaning. The two cleaning ladies.
People. Yeah, they're the ones that look at how much we have, how much do we need to order, that kind of stuff.
Again, she keeps blaming the cleaning people for this, but just continue throughout this where it's gonna make sense.
To be responsible for doing inventory?
That is
way
that's not order. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, check packages then, sort of. That's kind of my thing.
but he's got it memorized.
I feel like at this stage of Walter's life, he doesn't want to take on new roles and learn.
We're taking away scheduling.
Oh my gosh, this is a good point. Okay, so Walter is a concierge, okay? By the way, he is black, and I think that there's some racism going on here. He's also, like, in his, like, 60s, I think, like, maybe late 60s, so there's some ageism going on, and, I do talk about the boomers here, I do. But the way that these boomers are talking about his age, and, like, this is a very, very long story, and I don't even really want to get into it, but there is a lot of racism happening in this whole thing. The reason why I don't talk about it is because I don't have things on recording, and I really got to be careful to protect myself. Everything I say in all of my videos, I pretty much have videos and recordings to back it up, whether I post it or not, but the racism I don't have actual footage of, so I haven't alleged that yet.
Inventory his job.
Well, Walter is beyond the age of being able to learn new tricks.
Counting's not hard.
Walter's too old to learn new tricks, and they're talking about inventory. This is counting.
God. The only context I'm giving is that Walter is a black man, and this is how white people are talking about him. Not me, of course. The board president was the one who suggested that Walter do inventory, and he is not the problem here.
We're doing inventory?
That is
way
that's not order. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, check packages then, sort of. That's kind of my thing.
but he's got it memorized.
I feel like at this stage of Walter's life, he doesn't want to take on new roles and learn.
But we're taking away scheduling. Inventory his job.
Well, Walter is beyond the age of being able to learn new tricks.
Counting's not hard. You just go in the closet, count how much you have. Oh, you don't. Really? I mean, I think I could ask my 6-year-old nephew to count the supplies and ask how many. Yes.
He's almost illiterate.
Oh my God, did you hear that?
What did they say?
Literally, she said, well, he's almost illiterate about Walter, the concierge, who's a 60-year-old man
who's also black.
Which she's saying is why they're saying that. And I mean,
yeah. And she also has on screen, trigger warning, a bunch of racist stereotypical comments about older black and Latino women whose occupation is cleaning. So it's not just Walter, but also they're going to be talking about the two women, I guess, that are the cleaners.
The letters in our name and the numbers. He is basically illiterate. That's why he can't read.
Oh my God.
Walter, you're saying he's illiterate?
He's partly illiterate, yeah, but he barely.
But what
does he read? He reads.
Whoever's doing inventory now obviously isn't doing a very good job because we don't need, do the, 3,500 tampon disposal bags? How long is that going to last? I mean, that's...
Woo. But we're going to start looking at it going
forward. Yeah, we're going to
start. So we can go back though,
yeah,
because what did we actually get? Oh no, I don't care. I'm worried that we never got this stuff and we paid for stuff we never received. Therefore, we are owed a refund. I don't care about the overcharging at this point because, yeah, the Staples bill is still overcharged. I'm wondering where this stuff is. In a warehouse, I'm wondering why we ordered that much. And the reason why I'm wondering is because I'm seeing signs of embezzlement, fraud.
That's why I asked her if the stuff is shipped here. I'm curious about where is the stuff because we don't have that much.
So, top priority for me is where's the stuff? It's not, you don't know? The cleaning people don't know?
Before we leave, I want to get an update on...
I'm not going to play that part because Anna's talking about a confidential unit right now. And this part, me and the board president, who I do not think is a problem in this situation, he mentioned, why are there such large quantities that we're ordering? I also want to point out that Melissa is going to mention that this is all the previous board. But I have emails, you can go back to my TikToks and see that the cleaning company mentioned that this all started in February. It was not the previous board. It wasn't. And also, the previous board was ordering from that company who was terminated from business or whatever. They did reinstate their business after I mentioned. They are an active business again, just for the record, because I pointed it out to the business guy. Anyway.
And you don't know where those unopened boxes are?
I don't. I'm sorry. I can find out, but right now I don't know where they are.
Did he ever mention?
That doesn't mean they're not here. I don't know where they're at. That's not. I've had a lot more important things to worry about than where we're storing toilet paper.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we're keeping all that.
In the conversation, did it have to bring up why such large quantities of items or anything?
He mentioned the fact that the previous board,
which is true, starting with
told him not to run out of anything, to overstock, overorder.
We're ready for the apocalypse with this order.
Well, that actually kind of blossomed out of COVID.
Right.
Because we were concerned about stuff being shortage and stuff. So that was 5 years ago. We did tell them.
Yeah.
Overorder because we don't want all of a sudden we run out of cleaning.
Is he even getting an inventory or is he just ordering whatever? And it is strange. She seems to order, and looking at, I didn't get the last year receipts. Whenever you have time to send them. But just since March, he's ordering the same things again and again. And it's weird because if you look at the receipt, line by line, it says, something's weird no matter what. There's no denying it.
Now, there's some properties that buy their own supplies, and then the cleaners have access to them.
The confusion.
Now they're blaming the cleaners.
Cleaners taking it home with them. Who's taking this? Why do we need this much?
Okay, so the ladies telling me.
Yeah.
We're running low on Fabuloso.
Yeah.
Are you?
Let me repeat that real quick. We're running low on Fabuloso. Actually, the cleaning company has never ordered Fabuloso.
We're running low on Fabuloso.
Yeah.
So first you're going to say that the black man can't do inventory because he's illiterate. No, he's not. And then you're going to go ahead and say that the cleaning ladies who are Hispanic are stealing from us. Oh my God. I cannot stand racist people. I cannot stand it.
So they've literally just pointed fingers at the most random people. Like fucking Annie, the hoarder catching strays. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, no, it's I thought Annie was the one stealing everything. Now it's the cleaning ladies. What do you mean?
They're stealing Fabuloso when they literally don't order that. What the fuck?
The fact that they keep trying to deflect and blame and point fingers and stuff. Why are they not acknowledging that it's not a one-time very large purchase? She's seeing these invoices and it's every month they're ordering the same amount of large quantities of paper towels, of toilet paper and stuff. But then no one knows where it is. No one knows if they got it. No one knows if it's being stored somewhere. But then also they're saying they stole it. Stole it from where? Because where is it being stored?
They don't even know where it is.
Exactly.
But then also the Melissa lady or whatever, she's like, oh no, we have them. I'll track them down. We definitely have those. But then somebody's stealing them. So which one is it?
When also moving forward, well, if all these people are stealing, why are we
moving forward with everyone?
Yeah, me acting like I'm in on the meeting. But why would you not fire them?
Literally.
Why would you be okay with that? I'm so confused. Any of their reasoning makes zero sense.
They did end up sending Ashley a cease and desist letter, which at this point, I do think we're going to need a category for this year's award show, which is the best cease and desist letter. We have so many.
Yeah. And she does at one point say that she was going to have to delete everything, but she doesn't.
Okay, so I'm going to skip all the things in the beginning because it's classic cease and desist stuff. But it says, by signing the code of ethics, you agreed to uphold certain minimum standard of conduct, including but not limited to the following. I will put the interest of the association ahead of my personal interests. I will respect the decisions of the board and any committees of the board, even if I disagree with those decisions. And I will refrain from actions that undermine the decision of the board or committee. I will avoid such actions that may create liabilities for the association. I will not engage in disruptive conduct or demonstrate inappropriate behavior.
What's crazy is that, like, I will respect the decisions of the board. So it's like, if they all want to move on, I guess you have to respect that. But also, that is not putting the interests of the association above personal interests.
Some would argue that what she's doing is
it?
putting the interest of the entire building ahead of her personal. Like, she's confused why they don't care more about it, because they should care.
Exactly.
It says the association has recently become aware of several concerning TikTok posts made by you that disclose information about the association and its operations, including information that is confidential. In multiple videos, you state remarks such as, quote, "I don't care about HOAs."
It's like, clearly she does, though.
And refer to your candidacy for the board as, quote unquote, just supposed to be a joke. Which, like, that's not a crime. These statements suggest a complete disregard for the responsibilities of your role and a lack of commitment to acting in the best interest of the association. Additionally, your posts include the following: content revealing actual conversations with other board members regarding association business, confidential information discussed during board meetings, private vendor invoices and receipts, confidential email correspondence between board members and the association's manager, and allegations accusing the association and its management company of improper conduct, including embezzlement. Which I will say, it is pretty hardcore what she did. Yes, she did record them and show it, and she did show emails, but she did it for a good reason.
Saying, like, she's disregarding her responsibilities for being a part of the HOA. What about all the people saying, just forget about it, it's fine, when she's the one pointing out that they're, like, hemorrhaging money from cleaning supplies?
Yeah, I could see, though, why they're not happy with specifically the recordings being released. I do think that they would not be happy with that, for sure.
No, totally understand why they would be pissed. And also, like, the accusations of embezzlement. It's pretty
hardcore.
It's quite the accusation. But to then frame it all as she's not taking this seriously, it's like, I think she's the only one that is taking it seriously.
Right. Anyway, they basically want her to remove everything. Obviously, that's the point of a cease and desist, is like, not only don't do it anymore, but take it all down. We don't want any of this up anymore, which I guess is probably what you were saying. You heard that she was going to take things down, but she doesn't end up doing that. So after this, the HOA did hold a hearing, and Ashley had residents from the building come to support her because everybody fucking hates this HOA board.
So I haven't gotten an official statement of whether or not I've been kicked off my HOA board, but based on the cease and desist that pretty much says that the board intends to vote me off, which was today, I'm going to just go ahead and guarantee that, like, they voted to vote me off. When I got to the meeting, there was like 30 residents in my building, all there to support me. They were clapping for me. They were having me up. They were there to support me, and it was just, like, really, really nice. So at the hearing, I was very specific that I ran for the HOA board to represent residents, not to represent the other people on the HOA board. I am an individual who is on the HOA board, and I don't volunteer to benefit other HOA board members. I also brought up the fact that their little honor code thing just totally goes against the democracy of the building. And I took accountability for anything I did to offend anyone on the HOA board. I find it ironic that a lot of this whole issue here has to do with the fact that other people, not necessarily on my HOA board, refuse to take accountability for their own actions, and then they project that onto me. Don't shoot the messenger, my God. I also addressed some safety concerns. An email was sent out about me this morning that basically there's a potential threat to the building because people follow my TikTok, and there might be a potential threat because of me to the building.
What?
I assured them that nobody on my TikTok wants to come for them. There's been nothing said about anybody. Maybe, like, making fun of these people or being like, oh my gosh, like, be so for real. Nobody knows who the actors in this story are. So yeah, ask them for specifics, like, what do you want me to take down and what's the basis for that? I believe in the First Amendment, and I want to protect the First Amendment without being intimidated. There was no response, but at the end of the whole hearing, I did offer to have a private conversation separately from this meeting because I really want to understand what it is that needs to be removed. Because if I'm outside the scope of what the Constitution protects, like, please let me know. People like to seek damages for things, but you can't seek damages for things that you caused. It's not my fault that you said what you said. I was simply the messenger. And if you want to say that I created a liability, no, you can't really force people to take accountability, of course. In the meeting, I asked them to raise their hand if they have watched all of my TikTok videos all the way through, and allegedly nobody raised their hand. So the lawyer also said that it's irrelevant absolutely relevant to the fact that this whole hearing is all about my TikTok videos. So how are you going to say irrelevant? And then at the end of the meeting, they excused me and continued to talk for like another hour. So I don't know what was said in their little private meeting, but I talked to other residents for a good hour about, you know, just going forward and what's going to happen. But I mean, whether they kick me off or not, I know that like this building's going to be really mad.
They apparently sent a memo to all residents denying everything that she's accused them of.
But she showed proof.
Oh, God. Okay, so...
Fuck, it's long. Over the past few days, we received a number of inquiries regarding the operations and finances of the association. Many of these inquiries were prompted by recent social media posts made by a fellow unit owner who was recently elected to the board of directors. Several of these public statements contain serious accusations directed at the board of directors and our management team, including claims of embezzlement. In response to these assertions, we want to be clear. The association, its board of directors, and its management team categorically deny any wrongdoing. These allegations were false, meritless, irresponsible, and defamatory. However, given that numerous owners and staff members have contacted us expressing concern over the extreme nature of these claims, which has also led to confusion and baseless rumors, we believe it is important to provide you with clarification of the facts and an update on this situation. Then they say that they had an audit done. They talk about the invoices. It says that Ashley individually came to the immediate conclusion that criminal activity exists and publicly accused the association's board and management team of embezzlement. Interestingly, the publication of this false information, along with other confidential and sensitive information belonging to the association, sounds like a cult, was discovered by the accounting firm as part of their due diligence in the audit. Specifically, Ashley chose to openly share various forms of the association's confidential information, tapes of private meeting conversations about association finances, and on-site staff, text messages, email communication, Slack conversations, blah, 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 blah. Clearly, the actions of the board member were irresponsible and reckless, as no findings have been made by anyone else, including the firm that was engaged to conduct the financial audit. Then explain what were we looking at.
But then we have recordings of you literally being like, yeah, it's just other people doing it. Like, this is just a clear trying to save your ass in the eyes of the residents, because you know after that meeting that most of the residents are probably on Ashley's fucking side because they know you're not on theirs.
Oh my God. And then it says that based on the information presented, the four unconflicted directors unanimously voted to remove Ashley from the association's board of directors effective immediately. It is important to understand that her removal was based on her conduct and not on her opinion on how to operate the association. Seems like it kind of was. As a result of her removal, the board will be considering candidates to fill her position, which will run until December 2026. If you are interested in sitting on the board, please contact the association's community association manager. Oh my God. She needs to get someone else in there.
There's some more there with her still looking into invoices and talking about more shit that she's finding. I think she found that like the items were returned to Staples immediately after they were like delivered, and it's just like this really weird
like
operation.
Before they even got delivered.
Yeah, like
it was like
that's why nobody knows where they are.
Exactly.
Anyway, the HOA is threatening to sue Ashley, and that's why in her bio, if you've noticed, there's a GoFundMe link, because she is worried that they are going to sue her.
You know what? I'll donate.
I know.
Over the last few weeks, I've been sharing my journey of uncovering alleged embezzlement that is allegedly because of my alleged condo management company and alleged HOA, maybe just certain HOA board members, but yeah. So throughout this journey, I've been very transparent. I've been showing receipts and recordings, which has led to certain people being offended. Throughout this journey, I shared financial documents that were sent to my personal email. I shared personal emails that were sent to my personal email, and I shared text messages that were sent to my personal phone number. Despite me coming with all of the receipts and written documentation, recorded documentation, my HOA board is now threatening to sue me, a law student who has absolutely no money to spend on legal expenses. They threatened to sue me and then put all of the legal expenses that they incurred with their own free will on my condo, meaning that they are going to fine me for the own legal expenses that they chose to incur because they were offended that I shared all the information that they shared to my personal email, personal cell phone number, and meetings that were not so private. I live in a one-party consent state, as I've always stated. I was sent a cease and desist letter, and I was told that I had to remove all of this content that mentioned my HOA board members' names, my any employees. There were only 2 HOA management company employees that I named. One was the manager, who has been an actor in all of this, a bad actor in the legal interpretation, and also an employee of the HOA management company. I shared recordings of the management company's manager who manages that concierge and a specific HOA board member who said very, very awful, heinous things about this concierge. Now, this concierge member does not have any issue with me. I've spoken to this concierge member. I've apologized for anything that I've done to cause any harm to this concierge member, and I've been assured that I caused him absolutely no harm. The only harm that was done was because of the actors in this situation, the bad actors in this situation, who said things out loud that I had recorded legally and said very, very inappropriate comments. And I shared everything that I was legally allowed to do. The issue here is that they are threatening my credibility and my character and my fitness to practice law. I'm a law student, and
when I apply to the bar to take the bar exam in the fall, I'm gonna have to explain any civil litigation. The lawyer representing my condo association, somehow he's representing the management company as well. Well, that's a conflict of interest, and it's also a conflict of interest that I'm currently his client, and he's threatening to sue me as his client. All of them know that I have no money to pay for a lawsuit, even if I were to lose. I have no money to pay for legal expenses. I have absolutely no equity in anything that I own. Their sole purpose of this lawsuit, which they've said in writing, is to damage me and my character and fitness. They've claimed that I should be worried that I will have to explain why I have a defamation lawsuit against me, a pending one, which they know will align perfectly with the timeline of me applying to take the bar exam. Something that I will have to explain whether I win or lose. Something that will carry with me throughout my entire career as a lawyer, whether I win, which I will win, or lose. Their goal is to damage me. So I created a GoFundMe because there were some people in the comments who were like, let me donate. I feel really bad to ask for donations. So at the bottom of that GoFundMe, I explained what I will do with any donations that are not used or that I don't use at all. Meaning, even if I reach my goal and do not use all of those donations, then I will donate the excess to the ACLU and the Innocence Project.
Girl, you'll use all the donations, I'll tell you right now.
I know. Let me tell you, it gets expensive fast. And what's the worst part, and that's what you're dealing with right now, is that regardless of how stupid somebody's case is to you, if they want to prolong it or they want to go through that legal process and persist through it, yeah, your time and money will be used. Like, and it's fast. It's very fast.
Like before it even gets to the place where it can be looked at from a like reasonable sense and the judge can decide, oh, this is bullshit.
Oh yeah, you would think. You're like,
they don't
this
even
is
get
so
to
dumb.
that point.
Yeah, they're going to be able to look at this and just be like, this is stupid and you're filing a frivolous lawsuit. No, before you can even do that part, you have like 5 parts to do, and those are so expensive. So we will link her GoFundMe down below. We'll be donating to it, and we're in the same fight as you, girl. I mean, not me, but this one over here. She's in the same fight as you. So we feel you. We definitely feel you.
I'm like, if you can avoid it, avoid it.
Avoid it at all costs, no matter how stupid it is. And like, it feels like, oh, I got to make a point. It's a lot.
It'll take you years.
We're years in, so
yeah,
believe me, we know. Anyway, that's pretty much it. She's a badass, and those HOA board members are, I would like to say unique, like uniquely horrible, but no, I literally think that's like a pretty decent representation of most HOA boards across America.
Yeah. Honestly, what Ashley should do is start in her free time, which she has now that she's not on the board anymore, start writing a pilot for a show about an HOA board.
Good idea.
I feel like it's a Netflix hit waiting to happen. Wishing her the best of luck. Girl, avoid court if you can.
Please. Yeah, seriously.
Even if you think you can win, and you very well might be able to win, but it just also could take years and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, anyway, we love the internet.
Yes. I don't know if this would be copyrighted. It's the Hey Mickey, You So Fine, but I think it might just be the beat. If you can't hear it, just know that he's doing this to the beat. He's so cute. He does like one-footed little taps.
I will say he's not perfectly on beat, but he's very cute.
Well, I think the music was added afterwards. I don't think he was doing it
maybe
to
that's what it is. But the owner should have been more cautious about that, because you're like messing with his performance. You know what I mean? But he's
oh my God, he's so cute. Though. I love his little legs.
Well, mine's slightly weirder, I must say.
Shocking.
You know those like ghost shows that like the hauntings, which I always find the one with Demi Lovato so funny. You know that clip?
When she sang for the ghost, because that's what they wanted to hear. Yes, I remember.
Yeah. But there are so many ghost and haunting shows and all this shit. But the things they say on those shows sometimes, and then those things get clipped and then subsequently end up on my For You page, they just kind of boggle my mind.
I don't want to say this, it's embarrassing. But I just feel like something went up my asshole.
You feel like something went up your asshole? Bro, the comments are so fucking funny. But this comment, it says, asking for a friend, but where's this haunting? And then it's Jennifer Coolidge touching her tits. Oh, God, I don't know. I don't know where that's from. I don't know if it's real. It just made me laugh anyway.
It's crazy how many like haunted TV shows and like YouTube, like how much haunted content is out there. And yet there's still not definitive proof of ghosts.
I know.
I mean, I guess some people would argue there is in some capacity, but it's like, there's not like one video that everyone turns to that's
and those little machines that it's like, get out, you know, on the little like speaker. And it's like, I don't know how girl that is. I'm confused. Very funny. Well, anyway, that's all we got for you guys. So we'll be going. But if you made it to the end, we appreciate you very much. And as always, we hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you on Monday. Bye.
Cheers.